One, building strong real estate teams. So we're going to talk about the settlement and all this other stuff. Those are on my list of things I want to go over with you. But I want to talk about teams for a minute because, back when you and I started, it was really, I'll say Chris Heller and I both had fairly large teams. You were getting a team started. There was maybe 100 people all across the country that where teams were even really on their radar at the time. Now in the last decade or two, teams have become the thing and everybody's got teams. And now you're starting to see a lot of people come back off of teams and go back to, well, maybe I just want to be a solo agent and that sort of thing. So what I want to know from you is, what do you think the future for teams is? What do you feel like teams are have a major role in the future of real estate? Do you think they're going to trend away? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been talking about the rise of super teams for 2 decades. So I got licensed in 2002. The number one team that year at KW did 250 deals. And I remember.
Wasn't that Tom when I was coaching Tom?
No. Back in 2002.
Or you talking earlier? Oh, you're saying 2002. Sorry. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. 2002, there was 250 deals a year, and that was massive, right? Yeah. And teams are smaller. They're 10 people. Yeah. We've seen this progression towards bigger teams. And I think it's a factor of technology and communication, right? Once upon a time, we didn't have digital ways of staying in touch and the CRM capabilities we have today. I continue to see the rise of teams, but I have a very big caveat, and I'm not shy to say it. I think most teams are not actual teams. I think they're social clubs, or even I'll affectionately call them gang affiliations. A team, in my opinion, is a organization that grew out of lead gen. So if you are super productive with your dollar productive activities, 2-3 hours a day, you grow by servicing all those leads. And when you run out of time, you then get leverage by creating partners that can still service the leads. Because at the end of the day, the most productive thing you can do is your dollar productive activity, which is creating leads. And again, fill in the blank: cold, warm, inbound, outbound, I don't care. It's the conversion process from a prospect to a transaction. And in my opinion, teams can grow as big as they should, as long as that is it. People will come to a team for leads, training, and accountability. And I think a lot of folks do need to have an honest conversation with what it is that their life goal is. So as I was younger, I used to actually not like the label a lifestyle business. And I'm talking about how even the government looks at business sizing. So if you were to ask the SBA, the IRS, there's a small to mid-sized business, and there are revenue metrics for it and how it's created and labeled. And so I think that's the decision you need to make. And I think small to mid-sized businesses in this country are some of the most amazing wealth building, but also lifestyle building opportunities. So I don't care whether you're a solo producer or the team leader of the most productive team in the country. What does your life look like? What hours do you work? What days do you have off to be with the people you care about? Do you have the system and flexibility to do what's good for your heart and soul and body, right? It's the whole experience that I think is important, right? So I don't know what's right for you, right? If getting to a leverage situation where you're in the business 4 hours a week, but still have time for your partner and your children, that's actually the goal, right? And then also creating enough excess capital to invest in as simple as an index fund or buying rental properties, but so you can get off the treadmill at its transactions, right? Teams need a lot of attention. They are intense. Not too many people successfully sell them. So they don't have a massive multiple like a tech business does. So I've always seen team as a cash machine that can fund your other investment opportunities. And so the size of the team and the structure of the team is actually a decision that you need to have with yourself and your partner as to the life you want.
It's interesting you say, I fully agree with you. And in terms of teams, I also agree that they're not for everybody, right? Being a team leader is not, it's not necessarily the be all end all of a real estate career. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people that are uniquely suited to being team leaders, but I'd say by and large, most agents struggle as team leaders. It's not as easy as I think a lot of people think it is. And it's not necessarily the most profitable. It's not necessarily the thing that's going to provide you with the best lifestyle. And I'm not saying that it can't, but to your point, it's a vehicle to the end goal, which is invest in as much real estate as you can. For me, it's real estate. I mean, I heard you talk about index funds, but for me, it's, invest in as much real estate as you possibly can and let that be your retirement plan. But anybody that thinks they're going to retire as a real estate agent without rental properties or without investments, of passive investments of some kind, I think is frankly delusional.
Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.